Oh God, it's so white.
Whoa. Be nice to him. He's working on a bunch of Wawa egg bites right now.
Delicious. I had a Dunkin' Donuts.
Got it.
Those little potatoes.
I didn't know they had potatoes.
Oh, they're so good. CultPOP! Hey, what's up to our sidekicks and henchmen out there in the mother-loving geek nation? Thank you for joining us for this very special episode of Fresh Floppies, a show wherein Jeremy...
It's special?
And I, JD of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA 19127, get together and we talk about comic books because we love comic books. We work in a comic book store. We read a bunch of comic books and then we discuss them at you, but with no spoilers so that you can go into your local comic shop armed with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of sass.
And then you can make aggressive demands of that comic shop owner and make sure he she orders in, or they order in whatever you want to read.
Yes. Pre-orders are essential. Do it now. Hey, let's start off with Batman #9 by Matt Fraction and Humst. Oh, is this Ryan Sook? This is Ryan Sook. I love Ryan Sook. So yeah, Batman #9, One Will Fall. It's important that you know, maybe, that if you... Maybe, is this a spoiler? I doubt it. We know that there is a series coming up called Barbara Gordon Breakout by Mariko Tamaki, whomst I love. And that means that Barbara Gordon is going to be in jail. This is an important issue if you're interested in Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, and what's going to be happening to her. Well, not to her, but why she winds up in that miniseries that's coming up. What did you think?
I thought this was rad as hell. I thought it was some context, which we get in the last issue, and a bunch of time before that is Savage? What do we call him?
Savage. Vandal Savage. Yes.
Vandal Savage. I really wanted to call him Randall Savage. I was like, that's not right.
He is a longtime foe of the Flash.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For me, he started off, I mean, I'm sure he was around before that, but my first stories with him were in the very beginning of the Wally West Flash run from the 80s.
Nice. He is the police commissioner of Gotham.
Isley is mayor.
Yeah. Poison Ivy is the mayor.
Yeah.
And they come together and have a talk. And Poison Ivy is like, Savage, I see that you've put in like some suggestions to the mayor that have been previously denied. Like, pitch me on this. What's going on? Basically, his whole thing is make Batman and everyone associated with him a criminal and hunt them down. That's the whole thing. Probably worth noting that Poison Ivy isn't super enthusiastic, being like, yes, I finally get to get Batman.
Yeah.
She is more of a like, what's in it for me kind of conversation. But in the end, they agree to do that. So this issue is basically picking right up where the entire police force of Gotham is hunting down everybody in the Bat family. And that's what this issue is. And it's really badass.
Yeah.
It kind of reads a little bit like those heist movies where you have some narration over top and then see things happening at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, I love a heist movie. This is just like that. That's a good point. It does feel like,
it's fresh AF for me. It was really
good.
This
was pretty dang fresh. I don't know if it was fresh AF only because it feels a little too quick for Batman and his Bat family to be like, we can't win this. Why? Why is this the time that you can't win this? The police have been after you on and off for decades. Why is this now? Do they have certain information? Like, why do the police have all the information on where to find all of the Bat family's hideouts and stuff?
That's a good question. If that's been answered, I have not read wherever it was answered.
Okay,
or I've forgotten it.
Yeah,
but it was basically like there's one or two lines in here where it's like, oh, they're searching through every suspected bunker and hideout or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, how did they come to suspect those? I don't know.
So yeah, but this whole thing starts off with Batman giving all of the Bat family that are available right now, sort of like packages and to-do lists to get everything prepared because there's no way we're going to win this one night. Which that just felt a little strange. I was like, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know what the inside intel is here that makes Bruce go, oh no, we're going to lose.
It felt, at least early on, it felt a bit more to me like he was, it was more of a just trying to avoid direct conflict type of thing. Because I mean, you know, in the end, he's not going to want to kill a bunch of cops, and he won't, obviously. But it's a lot easier to avoid hurting and killing people when you don't have a direct conflict with them.
He's not going to kill a bunch of cops. Correct. However, I did take a photo of this one page of Stephanie as Batgirl.
Yeah, that was great.
There, you know, she's riding her motorcycle. I don't think this is a spoiler, but she's riding her motorcycle, and she just takes a couple extra seconds to hit 2 police officers with her motorcycle sideways.
Yeah.
And then keeps driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to beat up some cops, and I was like, all right. So yeah, this was pretty dang fresh. It is very good, but I did have some questions. Like, why this time? It was unclear to me, but again, the last issue I read was the Joker issue.
Oh, the Joker in a tank.
Yeah. Which was number 7. So I only missed one issue, but
that was number 7. Wow.
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think there's been more since then because, did you read anything where like Bruce was on a date with a scientist from his company that wasn't a date, and they were getting chased down by a bunch of ninjas on bikes?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay, never mind. Maybe it was only a couple ago then.
Yeah.
I thought it was Joker that and then this.
Might have been.
Either way.
Oh, if in post, if you could throw this up. Yeah. I love this one panel. I love a panel like this when a cartoonist will draw a character moving through the space of the panel, and each of the other ones are like ghost images. Like they do that a lot with Spider-Man. I'm a big sucker for that. Anyway, pretty dang fresh. And you say fresh AF.
I say fresh AF.
Hell yeah, dude. Dog Tag from Mad Cave by Mark Russell, PJ Holden, JP Jordan, and Buddy Boudouin is a World War II story. Mark Russell has been around for quite a while, and he does a lot of like politically charged sort of spoofs. He uses a lot of politics in his comics, and some of them are spoofs. This is not that. This is a straight up World War II story called Dog Tag, and it is about a cartoonist / column writer for the Army being told to cover the fake army.
Yeah, so
cool.
It is really cool, and we find out in the first like 2 pages maybe.
Yeah.
He is a like you said, a journalist, column writer, cartoonist, whatever, for like the military army paper, whatever that's called. And
who is trained professionally in his high school.
And for anyone who doesn't know, there was at the same time as D-Day, there was another island or beach across from France, and I forget exactly where it was, but basically they queued up an entire fake army. It's blow up tanks, lined up airplanes, built the architecture and the buildings and bunkers or whatever, had a very small real human force there, but then would also line up like dummies and stuff. So basically the surveillance of the time thought that the attack was going to be happening there and not at Normandy.
They would throw mannequins out of planes with parachutes to make it look like real people were like paradiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so basically he gets sent to cover that and help to convince the Germans that that's where the attack is coming from, because he is reporting on it.
Yeah.
And then things change very rapidly from there. But I think it's a very cool setup.
Very cool. I turned to Jeremy and I was like, is this real? He goes, yeah, World War II happened. No. But I mean, like this fake island, this fake army that they put together to fool the Germans. Very, very cool idea. I don't think I knew that was a thing that happened. So
for the video podcast, I'll try to throw up some of the details just so people actually know what we're talking about.
It's so cool. But also very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not funny. No. This is a very deadly serious World War II story that was very, very good.
It's a very unique perspective to tell. Like stories like this about World War II have been told over and over again, obviously. Yeah. But this is a perspective that I feel like we haven't gotten before.
Yeah, this is pretty rad. This is fresh AF for me.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't going to bother with it, but then Jeremy said he bullied me into reading it. And I went, okay, that was worthwhile. That was really good.
I just hit him a bunch.
Daredevil number 2 by Stephanie Phillips and Lee Garbett. What did you think of this? Did you read it?
Yeah. I'd say pretty dang fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the series so far, both issues 1 and 2. I think my only problem is somehow, some way, it was so hyped up that I want to love it more, and I don't.
I'm with you.
And like, it's truly just a victim of the hype.
Yeah.
If I was reading this without any of the hype, great book. It is a great book.
That's so funny.
But
I was feeling the same thing.
Literally the only negative feelings I have is like, because there are some books I read and I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
This happens to not be one that I'm like uber enthusiastic about, but I feel like I should be, and I don't know if I'm missing something.
Yeah,
but it's very
so
good.
Funny. Yeah, 100% same thing. We are the victims of our own expectations. And because of all the hype around this, and so many people were stoked about it and more people have been signing up for this Daredevil than a lot of the Daredevils in the past for my subscription service. People were just coming in like, oh, I got to get that Daredevil. It's like, awesome, great.
And I do love Stephanie Phillips. She's rad as hell.
Yeah, she's great.
So I was looking forward to it.
I think my only issue with this is that Matt seems so immediately confused and on his back foot
very
about
panicked.
this villain, right?
Yeah,
this
so
guy who was like, "You're gonna die," and then throws him out of a window.
Yeah.
Like,
at the end of the last issue, so spoiler for that, basically he's doing a bunch of normal Matt Murdock Daredevil stuff, but then by the end he goes back to his apartment as Daredevil. There's a guy there with a mask that Daredevil didn't manage to detect or hear or whatever it is that he uses to identify people.
Yeah.
And then this masked guy said that Matt Murdock was gonna be killed.
Yeah.
And something about the way that this character acted, moved, fought, and said things about Matt Murdock really caught Daredevil off guard.
Yeah.
And this whole issue is kind of just Daredevil being still off guard.
Yeah.
He's, looking into it. We do get some insight on, some other investigations and ongoings and crime in the city that Daredevil's not directly involved in, which obviously I'm sure they will intersect. Yeah,
It's good.
It's good.
I'm in a Daredevil kick right now because we just finished. My wife and I actually settled in here yesterday, and we put the Daredevil TV show up on the screen, and we watched the last 2 episodes of the Disney Plus Daredevil.
Are you Big Spoon or Little Spoon when you guys watch TV?
I'm Big Spoon.
Okay.
She nestles in.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we had a really nice we never get to spend any time together, so we had a nice little afternoon sitting here. We ate our hoagies. We watched Daredevil. It was nice. But this is good. It's just not, I think, I'm confused where all the hype's coming from.
Yeah, and I almost feel like a douchebag for saying it, because I feel like saying it implies that it's not good, and it is very good.
Yeah.
It's just not we don't see people get hype for comics very frequently.
Right.
So that's the standout. Is if someone's hype, the most hype we've gotten in forever in my experience has been the Absolute Universe stuff.
For sure.
And I do find the Absolute Universe stuff, most of it, to be exceptional and different from a lot of things that are happening.
Yeah.
So I think when I see that much hype, I expect this to be on that level, which
it's kind of charming though.
It is very
I love
good.
that people are hyped for this book.
Yeah.
It's Daredevil. It's a Daredevil book, and Stephanie Phillips is great, and I'm excited about it. But it's a Daredevil book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad to say about the book itself.
Yeah.
We're just
it's
a little
just
bit
Daredeviling.
confused.
Yeah. So I say pretty fresh.
Pretty dang fresh.
Pretty dang fresh. All right. Next up, DC All In presents Tales of the Green Lantern Corps, Guy Gardner, #1, one-shot, hero-tastic, problematic, by Gerry, Duggan, and was it Matteo Lolli?
Probably.
Lolli is the last name. What's your experience with Guy Gardner?
Not a lot. I have skimmed Green Lantern content here and there, but I'm not very deep into any of it.
Oh, so you don't know much about any of the GLs?
No, I really don't, honestly. Only insofar as they tend to show up in other comics. And then usually whenever I try to jump into a Green Lantern book, we get a little bit too deep into the spacey big picture stuff, and I'm I can't keep up with this right now.
Yeah. I was correct. Matteo Lolli and Laura Braga are the artists on this, and basically we just have a Guy Gardner special. This is a one-shot for Guy Gardner fans. What's been going on with him, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's pretty fresh.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's got some charm. It's got some comedy in there.
I like that the Green Lantern Corps, which is basically like intergalactic cops, have an internal affairs
Yeah.
investigations.
Yeah. This
I
whole
like
thing
that.
is rooted around internal affairs and investigating Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
And that is a pretty funny concept. I agree.
Yeah, it's just sort of like being silly. It's
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a must-have, but I think
No.
it is. If you're a Guy Gardner stan, you can
Mhm.
check it out and be totally fine with it.
I agree.
Is anything else?
No, honestly.
Oh gosh, yeah,
He's doing some Guy Gardner chaos, and internal affairs is like, what's up with that?
yeah.
And then
No, what's up with
if
this
you
guy?
like
Gardner.
what's this other guy's name?
John Stewart.
If you like John Stewart, he's pivotal to this as
Uh-huh.
well. So maybe worth picking up for John Stewart fans as well.
Yeah, I guess they're pals, John Stewart and Guy Gardner,
Yeah.
and it's really about sort of like them reconnecting and Guy Gardner being kind of a douche,
Mhm.
but also still a hero. And you know what? Props to Guy for having the #1 coolest Green Lantern costume of all time.
And the worst haircut.
I love it. Worst haircut, best costume. Look at that.
Yeah, the jacket is pretty rad.
Jacket is baller as hell. I love that. But yeah, Guy Gardner, he is a character who's been around for decades and decades, and I sometimes love him, sometimes hate him. He's supposed to be an obnoxious, misogynistic sort of character. There was a thing way back in the day where like Guy Gardner would get bonked on the head, would become a piece of shit, and then get bonked on the head again, and he would be like super sweet and nice. And that was like a bit that would go on for a while. Of like anytime he got re-bonked on the head and got a concussion, his personality would shift, which is kind of funny. But
I like
yeah, this
that.
was pretty fresh. You don't need it. Fantastic Four number 10, legacy numbering 736 by Ryan North and Humberto Ramos, the world's greatest comic magazine, Invincible Woman Part 5.
Is Fantastic Four still good right now?
It is still good right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, we've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't care about the Fantastic Four, but Ryan North writes the shit out of this book,
Oh, he said it.
and he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read this one, but I've been up to date otherwise, and it's a really good run.
Oh, I forgot you didn't read this. Dang it.
No.
Yeah, this is the end of
So
the
tell me about
Invincible Woman storyline, where we have an invisible woman, Sue Storm, from the multiverse, who wound up murdering her entire planet when she had a bad dream
It
while
was
napping.
pretty badass.
Yeah. She murders like everybody early on in her career. And then just because she feels so bad about it, she uses her powers to take the part of her brain out that is responsible for guilt.
To clarify, she uses also her brother's powers because Johnny Storm is the only other person alive on the planet.
Yeah.
Because when she made it super cold and took away all the oxygen and shit like that, he was
Yeah.
able to survive it. So basically, she uses her powers to focus his powers to lobotomize herself.
Yep. To be like,
And then beats the shit out of him until he dies.
yeah.
It is wild.
Pretty brutal. This is the most brutal version of the Invisible Woman I've ever seen. But I do love when something like this comes along and we have a well-established character with well-established powers, but it is revealed that they are not using their powers to their maximum capabilities because of their own inherent biases, or like not wanting to be too powerful, because once you're too powerful, then who knows where your brain is going to take you, right?
Yeah.
Like where that power is going to, it'll be absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love when we scale up a character's powers in ways that may not have been thought of before. And that there's a lot of that happening here. And it's really, really cool. It's really fun, kind of brutal. And it wraps up in, I think, a really satisfying way.
So this is the last part of it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So, and then there's a revelation at the end
Yeah.
that makes you go, what row, Raggy? So
And
yeah.
what this also means is if this is the last part of this arc,
Uh-huh.
then the next part or the next issue,
Is it jumping on point?
probably.
Yeah. Fantastic Four number 11. If you're curious about this, but you can't get caught up, just jump on number 11 next time,
Yeah.
because Ryan North's still going to be writing it.
Yeah.
And chances are it's still going to be gnarly as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
man.
could be wrong, but typically when one arc wraps up, the next one is a good place to jump on in.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a picture of it.
Do I see a dinosaur? Is that
You see a dinosaur
If you
with
like
a little man in
dinosaurs-
his mouth.
If you like dinosaurs with men inside, there's an issue for you.
Hey, Dynamite, what is it? Entertainment, put out Cartoon Network's Ben 10 number 1 by Casey and Carey. Who is that? Joe Casey on scripts, and Robert Carey on art. Hey, Jeremy, do you have any experience with Cartoon Network's Ben 10 cartoon?
I don't.
Me neither.
Ben 10, like, I was of the age where some of my peers watched Ben 10, but we were we were starting to age out, I think, when Ben 10 was getting popular.
Gotcha.
So it is not in my repertoire of nerd knowledge.
Same.
So I wanted to pick this up to see what a number 1 would be like for somebody who doesn't know anything about Ben 10 other than kid turned into alien.
Which I didn't even know either.
Oh, really?
I didn't know he turned into an
Oh, yeah. All I knew was he has a little device on his wrist that he can hit buttons and turn into big bad aliens.
Oh, okay.
And then, I don't know, fight crime probably, or space crime.
Did you know his name was Ben Tennyson?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even read it. Yeah.
Ben Tennyson is this kid's name.
Yeah. So this is an origin story.
Yeah.
For Ben 10.
Not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I thought this would be just like it picks up where the Ben 10 cartoon leaves off. Nope. This is a brand new starting point for if you've never read Ben 10 or never seen Ben 10. But what did you think of this issue?
I thought it was pretty fresh.
Nice.
I think it met any expectations I might have for Ben 10, which admittedly aren't particularly high.
Right.
It still feels like a kid's book. But it, interesting enough that like I was perfectly happy to read it to the end. I mean, because there are some books that I get a few pages in and I'm like, this isn't, I'm not the audience.
Yeah.
And I just drop it. I don't think I'm the audience. However, I didn't mind it. I thought it was solid.
Nice. I have no experience with Ben 10, and I went in with this with no expectations. Actually, it's not true. Well, I guess my expectations, but I was curious to see if I would like it. Like, oh, maybe this will be my for the Ben 10-iverse. Maybe this Ben 10 is something I've been missing in my life. And so reading this, I closed it and was like, this was fine. I don't know who this series is for, because the art does not look like it's for kids, and it does have a rated teen on the front.
Oh, I didn't even notice
it's for teens, not children. But it does, the dialogue feels like it's written for children, but the artwork and some of there's a little bit of gore,
there's a little bit,
right? There's like this weird bear monster. Looks like it's for teens. So there's this dichotomy of who is this book for? I'm not entirely sure. It's not for me. I don't think. I don't particularly care about it. I closed it and went, I'll probably never think of this again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick up issue 2, but not because it's bad, just because Ben 10 is not my thing.
Yeah.
If Ben 10 is your thing, or if you think it could potentially, I'd say it's worth checking out number 1. But if you didn't previously have Ben 10 interest or intrigue or curiosity, you're fine.
You're fine, yeah.
Yeah.
I was curious. We had a guy at game night the other night, and he had picked it up, and he's a big Ben 10 fan.
Yeah.
A 10
He told me he enjoyed it.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't there for the wrap up. Okay, he liked it. All right. So if you do love Ben 10, chances are you'll like this, says the one person we know
have
who
a
likes
single sample size.
Ben 10.
And that is enough to vouch for.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, maybe least, I don't know, because I didn't read it. Maybe Jeremy will be like, this is least.
No.
Energon Universe 2026 special. They put this out every year with new series. With new stories that apply to Void Rivals, Transformers, and G.I. Joe, part of the Energon universe. But now they're also including Mask, Mobile Armored Strike Command, which is another kid's toy property. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So Mask is written by Dan Waters with art by Parr. Transformers is Kirkman and Jason Howard. Void Rivals is Kirkman and Conor Hughes. G.I. Joe, Joshua Williamson and Tom Reilly. I didn't get a chance to pick this up. I am a little behind on all of my Energon universe, despite it being my favorite universe right now.
I am way behind on all of my Energon.
And how did it?
That's why I really wanted to read this, to see if
it catch up.
I'd say the biggest part of this book is the Mask story, because they are starting the Mask series in a couple weeks potentially.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to see if this tells us.
What, like a release date for?
Yeah.
To be continued in Mask number 1.
No, it just says welcome to the Mask Network. It's time for you to save the world. So this basically it seems
Spoiler
like a prelude to this Mask series.
Yeah.
A little bit of a lead up, and then like you said, we get bits of some of these other runs. I think this was fresh AF.
Oh,
Even as someone who is not up to date,
hell yeah.
because for the Transformers and the GI Joe stories,
Yeah.
I was entirely like the whole thing was made up of characters I'm not familiar with, and I didn't feel left out.
Oh, that's great.
One is honestly more of a teaser. We just see the Transformers is more of a teaser. See one person doing some cool stuff and be like, oh look, that's a Transformer in the background. What's going on? And then the last one for GI Joe is kind of a character setup for who I imagine is going to be a big bad.
Okay.
And the one for Void Rivals, there is one character here that I feel like if you haven't read any Void Rivals, you're going to feel a little bit left out.
Yeah, Void Rivals is definitely its own thing.
But otherwise, it's, two characters in the Void Rivals story getting lost in space, and again, probably setting up a conflict that is yet to be seen in Void Rivals. Basically, this whole thing is a book of setups for Energon universe, which I think is solid. I'm super out of date. I still thought it was cool though.
Nice. I'm very excited to catch up on all the Energon